Hey, welcome to another video from Right On Precision Hunting and Reviews. I'm Tristan, and today I've got a really special video for you. For the people that don't know, I like folding knives. I do collect them to a degree. I'm not an expert on knives. I've never been one to say that or sort of proclaim that. The knives that I have, I like quality knives, and this one is going to be no exception. Today we're going to be taking a look at, for the purpose of a review, of a Shirogorov knife. Now this is a knife maker out of Russia. I don't even know if I'm saying it right. That's how little I know about knives, but like I say, I do like them. Shirogorov. So this one here, as you can see from the box, if we can get it to focus there, maybe, we're going to be looking at the F95RT. Now, for those people who don't know what that knife looks like, this is what it looks like. Okay, so that's what they look like, and there's not a lot of variations. There has been in the past some variation where they did one with a very slight blue tinge to it. But as far as everything else goes, that's the knife. There's no real custom division, which they do on some of their knives. There's not in that. And you've only got two options of blade material, being the M390, which is my own personal favorite, and there's a LMAX, I think it is, or there's a different type of steel which I don't venture into. I prefer the M390 because I think it's better. So leaving nothing to it, that's what a normal F95RT looks like, and here's what my new custom made version looks like. And when I say custom, it was custom made by, or custom sort of thought of by me and put together by a heap of good mates who I will mention. So thanks very much. Okay, so here we go. We're gonna, first of all, let's take a look at the box. The box that the Shirogorovs come in, everyone who has them always collects them, and, well, not collects the boxes, but puts them aside and keeps them for keepsake, because they're such a nice thing. They're beautifully embossed with the company logo, which is a Russian bear. Okay, there's nothing in there, so we can just put the box aside just for 2 minutes. Ooh. And they do come wrapped in a beautiful microfiber cloth, and I'll just put that aside for 2 seconds. I'm going to show you what else comes in the box. Nothing in there. The box actually reminds me a little bit of a March scope. So a certificate here of authenticity, just showing you the make and model and what have you of the knife that you've purchased. So this is all in Russian, but no doubt it's telling you all the facets and details of the knife, but it's in Russian, so I don't know what it says. Okay, so this is my new custom knife. Now, there is a few people that I'm going to have to say thank you to for this knife, because it has been, like, would you believe, 4 months in the build. This is the cloth that it comes with, and as you can see, it's beautifully embossed with the same company logo. Okay, so this is the first time I have ever seen, because they don't make them and I wanted one. This is a multicam F95. The body of this knife is pure, it's milled from billet titanium. The belt clip is, as you can see there, just beautiful edge work. Is exactly the same material as the knife, and the milling, is not left spared on the belt clip. It's just absolutely phenomenal. You can see there the recessed standoff at the back, the lineup of these knives, the centering of these knives, second to none. The machine work of a Shirogorov knife is absolutely unreal. Now, I have to say thank you to my friend Tony at Delta Tactical in Melbourne in Australia. He was the one who I had commissioned or had asked to do the Cerakote work. So this knife started life just as the one that I showed you. in that photo earlier, and he has then sort of taken it back and hand painted it using Cerakote, which is a an extremely hard wearing sort of paint, typically used in firearms, because he's painted a lot of my firearms and other items before. You've probably seen in our reviews. Now, just looking here, you've got the company logo there again. The pivot on the Shirogorovs is awesome. They're very, very unique tooling to actually open them and to adjust them. And I'm just going to show you that really quick. This is an item that's sold separately, but this is actually, would you believe, a Shirogorov pen. So it's just a regular pen. You can use it just like that. That will screw onto there, and then you've got a pen to write. But also, they're like a babushka doll. Very fitting. Take this out. And then you have here, you can turn that over. Put that there. You've got all the different tools required to make adjustments to your knife. So just in the tip of the cap there, they just pop in, and you just screw that onto there. And this is the tool for this knife. So if I wanted to, I could then make an adjustment to the knife. So that's it's an item sold separately. You won't need it because they come so well adjusted from the get-go. But it's just an awesome thing, and it's just, you know, again, a testament to their to the quality. Now, these knives, when you buy them new, they have a multi-row roller ball bearing system, as you can see here. And the reason that my multi-roll ball bearing system is in this bag and not in the knife is that I had a good friend of mine, Tim, up in Melbourne, up in Sydney, I believe, who's a bit of a Shiro sort of expert. I had him upgrade it to the custom division. Shirogorovs actually have a roller system on their inside here, and we've upgraded that to a roller. The action on these are just absolutely unreal, bearing in mind that I'm trying to do this on camera, but just absolutely flawless. As you probably saw in that photo, or you might not remember, but the blade flats, which is this piece here, on the normal knife do not look like this at all. So Tim this has literally taken him hours upon hours upon hours. They mask off the entire knife, and he has hand polished the blade flats, which is something that you would typically see again more in the custom division line, not a regular knife. It's a beautiful, it's going to be a real fingerprint magnet, as you can see there, to sort of touch it and it comes along. Beautiful sort of stone wash finish. And Tim has also sharpened this knife for me, and I can assure you this thing is absolutely like a razor. There we go. I've got a nice big bald spot on my hand for you, on my arm for you. Get those hairs off. The lockup for them, as you can see there, beautifully integrated. The thing that I like about them so much is the machine work. If you go to the jimping along the top here, instead of just being straight cutouts, it actually is, they're almost like triangles that you can see that there's no sharp edges. They're just perfectly milled and machined here at the top of the knife. The camera will pick up on it. It's actually wider here, so if you're using the knife, there's just a perfect little detent in there for your finger to rest into. The reason that this one's called a T is that it's actually got the turtle shape, the turtle back, which is really, really cool. But like I say, as you go around this knife, as we move around it, the paint job on this is an absolute testament to the quality of work that comes out of Delta Tactical down in Melbourne. And again, no sharp edges. As I run my fingers around it, and I'm pushing really quite hard here, no sharp edges. You can see everything is perfectly turned. Again, when you're holding the knife, wherever you're going to have contact, there's this little indent. You can see the indent where it rolls off here, where your thumb might be, or where you're going to activate that lockup, is just perfectly milled It's just like it's as if when they were designing this, they took a piece of plasticine and used it, had an impression, and then have turned it into titanium. So as I mentioned earlier, this blade steel is M390. M390 is what's referred to as a super steel. You know, it's a very, very high carbon, very hard wearing, very high quality metal. So there's lots of debate on all the different metals, and you know, so modern day knives, I don't really venture into that much. I just stick to M390 because I like it. Those polished blade flats are just like absolutely popping. They've got my fingerprints all over them, but man, he has done a good job on this knife. So let's just do a final flyby. Just quickly there, you'll also notice that you've got the sort of ability to put a you know, a lanyard in there, which is I like. Shirogorov did actually do a camo knife a while back, but I think it was digicam, which I don't like at all. They didn't do a multicam. So this is the only multicam one that I think is on earth. Maybe some people might go and make them. Tony might be getting some more phone calls because I absolutely love this knife. The action on the Shiros are absolutely perfect. At the moment, this one, because we've gone to the multi-row rollers, it is just going to take a little bit to wear in. This knife is just brand new at this point, but it's going to, you know, loosen right up, and then they're a perfect drop close. There you go. Just opens so effortlessly, and then just a little shake to get it down. Like I say, just at the minute, it is just the tiniest little bit tight at the minute, and this is something that Tim and I spoke of. Possibly it's because of the paint on the inside. Tim painstakingly has sanded and done so much amazing work on this. He's literally spent hours upon hours to get it the way it is, but oops, half pressed on it there. Just looking at the flipper tab there, it's also been polished, that texture there. You can slip off the top a little bit because it doesn't go all the way up, but once you get under there, it's absolutely perfect. It's really nice, and like I say, it will loosen right up once I've just used it a little bit. They loosen up, as do all of the other Shiros that I've had before. I've noticed the same thing. Now I'm just going to put this to the side just here for 1 second. For the people who have Shirogorovs that wanted a bit of a reference on size, this is their bigger knife. This is the Shirogorov 111. This is the Sigma. Here's a beautiful custom division that conveniently also came from Tim. Just, you can see there, and I'm just going to line them up from tip to tips so you can get an idea of the sizes. If I can get all those tips about the same. I'll just move this one. Okay, so the blade to handle ratio there of the 95 is, in my opinion, is perfect. I think, and lots of people are going to rain hate on me for saying this, I think the 111 is a little bit too big. It's like a sword when you pull it out. The Sigma is much the same. It's a beautiful knife, and they're so smooth. But in my opinion, they are a bit of a sword when you pull them out. Here's another one. Okay, so these bottom three here, if your camera's going to pick up on it, these bottom three here, bottom two should I say, are the same knife, as is that, I'm just sort of playing with the camera here, guys. How unprofessional of me. 1, 2, and 3 are basically the same, with the top one just being the custom division, and these two here are the same. Now let's get some overall specs just before we finish up this review. I'll go ahead and move the 111 out of the way. I'm just going to run the measuring tape in and place it there on top. Oh, probably better to do it this way. Okay, So you'll be able to make your own reference there of the handle to blade size. It really is just a perfectly weighted knife. It's not heavy at all. For the weight, actually, let's get a weight on this knife. Okay, so the weight of the knife. Now this is a laboratory grade scales that I use for measuring gunpowder. Whatever this scale system says it is, I can assure you it is. It will actually measure down to 1/1000th of a gram. Okay, so for round numbers, 129 grams, and it's just settled there. 129.905 grams if you want to be specific. So as you can see there, being titanium, it is a very, very lightweight knife. And let's get some thickness on the blade material. Now I do apologize if you don't work in millimeters. Well, if you don't work in millimeters, you're lucky, because I had it set for some reason over in inches. So 12.65 millimeters thick, and whatever the inches was you just saw out of a mistake, because I don't normally work in inches. But that's my new knife, guys. I hope you like it. If you like this video, make sure you give us a like. You know, sort of take a fair bit of time to make these videos. So if you like the videos, like them. If you know a mate that you think might like them, tag them, send it around, share it about. And if you want to see more of my videos as I make them, be sure to hit the subscribe button. And as I make new videos, you will be notified straight up. Thanks very much for watching, and I will see you on the next video.